Arun Jaitley makes the argument, Mr. Sharma, that because of the high cost of manufacturing in India, we will see a surfeit of cheap imports from China, which will drive local manufacturers out of business. And let me complete his argument. He says, when the government says we need to develop storage, cold chains, all this is fine, but that doesn't mean that you need to invest in retail. Why doesn't the government encourage foreign investment on the back end? Why does it need to directly take on the kirana?
Back end is already permitted. But why a big retailer will come only for the back end when they cannot have the front end opening? And what we have allowed, perhaps you should inform your viewers, what we permit is also that these big retailers, once they start manufacturing in India, processing in India, from the cash and carry points, the licensed Indian retailer is entitled to buy, which they are buying even today. I can give you the list where they are present, including whether in UP or in Haryana or in Punjab. And the small retailer goes to the cash and carry point and buys, and that will continue to happen. When you are opening up only in big cities, these products will find their way in smaller markets. And already you have a situation, you have metro stores here, even in Delhi.
Correct.
Small retailers goes and buys from there and sells in his or her shop. Same is happening, you have metro stores in Bengal or not. You have Walmart stores, hold cash and carry in UP or not. Elsewhere in the country, this is happening. So where are they trying to create a scare scenario?
No, because the BJP says this was done under international pressure because Walmart has so much money.
Well,
there is a lot of pressure on the Prime Minister to deliver.
Let me give them the straight answer then. Under whose pressure were they going to allow 100% without any condition? During the consultation process, BJP ruled states in writing asked for it. That's Himachal as well as Gujarat. Punjab asked for it in writing. And when the NDA government was there, they were ready. The cabinet note is there. If they allowed the parliament to function, the GOM note, group of ministers note, I would have placed it before them. Without any conditionalities which I have referred to, they were going to allow 100%. And they have given detailed logic and very forceful arguments from their perspective. Why were they going to do it? Only because the change of seat from ruling coalition, they have become the opposition. It's a change of philosophy and ideology. Were they less wiser then? And if they were not, and if they are talking of pressure today, then I would like to know from Arun Jaitley, whose pressure was working on Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Arun Jaitley and their cabinet colleagues. They should not be making irresponsible accusations on the government.
Before I conclude, Mamata Banerjee so well and for so many years, do you think there's any possibility at all of a change in her?
Well, I have great respect for Mamata.
She says nobody spoke to her, nobody called her. The finance minister came on record and said that.
Well, I'm sorry. That is what finance minister has said, and I should believe what finance minister has said. But I am telling you, 3 times I have talked to her. I had detailed
but she never agreed.
She didn't agree, but I did impress.
That's not a consensus then.
Again, you are confusing the word consensus with unanimity. If out of 276 members in the UPA coalition, if 250 are for it, what shall you say, it is consensus or not? Otherwise, if I have to wait for the final number and bring Prakash Karat on board and all, have you heard of any country in the world on any policy issue when an elected government has taken a decision and that has been unanimous? I have not heard. If you wait for unanimity, I have said it earlier, you stand frozen and until eternity, you will not take any decisions.
Does this impact the government's reform to push, government's resolve to push further reform? We are hearing that a Big Bang Friday Part 2 is in the works.
I will only say that where legislature is involved, we will have to talk to all our allies and the opposition too, which we have done. Now, I did talk to the leaders of opposition also. But what I say, I am pained by the arguments which they are giving and the extreme positions. Already India's image globally has been damaged because of the kind of sustained campaigns undertaken in this country. And we shouldn't be doing that. The world is watching us. Tomorrow, if we have to go by what opposition is doing, I would like to ask, if this Bharat Bandh, so-called Bharat Bandh, which is forced, the kind of hooliganism which has gone in, if the Bharat Bandh can actually bring down the global petroleum prices, then you should endorse it. But this is not going to happen, my dear friend. Global commodity prices will not change by what Mamata Banerjee says, or what Arun Jaitley says, or what Prakash Karat says. This country has to be governed and in a right manner.
For speaking to us on Headlines today, thank you very much, Mr. Anand Sharma. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.